question. There's nothing in the natural that would show us that Steve Jobs was heading for heaven, but of course something could have happened in those moments. Have you by any chance seen Steve Jobs in heaven?
Who is that?
Steve Jobs, the guy that invented the smartphone. Apple,
okay.
Apple Computer.
Oh, I don't know.
So you wouldn't know if you did see him, I guess, wouldn't you?
No, I wouldn't know.
Yeah. Oh, that's the well, then that's the end of that.
I can't answer that, and sometimes I'll just say I can't. If I haven't seen it, and that doesn't mean he won't tell me later on. Sometimes he actually does tell me later if someone has a question.
I was one of those guys that I think is like Bill Gates. People prayed and prayed and prayed, and Bill Gates seems to be going the absolute worst possible direction towards
he is going right now, going in the worst direction.
Yeah, and Steve Jobs was basically a practicing Buddhist, but a lot of people pray for salvation, and you have said
that makes a big difference sometimes.
You said God would be duty bound. He would have bound himself to give that person one more opportunity in the moments between life and death, right?
Yes, so, if there's that many people praying, that touches the heart of God. But anytime we find someone who sincerely wants to see salvation in somebody, and he even said he desires that even the most vilest sinner be set free, that means free. That means free from sin. That's what that means. That probably does open up a whole probably opportunity for Christ to use the keys. That doesn't mean it will always end that way, but certainly always pray for people. And I know people who've had lists, have been standing for salvation for people like, Barbara Strutt. I can just give names, it don't matter. Anyone who would be on that list, like famous producers, famous recording artists. And there's a whole group of people who probably for 20 years have been standing in the gap for those people's salvation. And I can tell you, if they make it, it's probably because those people were standing for their salvation. It's really important that in all that's going on, we don't hate. It says the only thing you can despise in the Bible is evil. Okay, despise the evil. But he does want us to pray for the salvation of people because, number one, Satan has been working on people his whole life to use them in evil, wicked ways. And then this is his plan. When he gets them to hell, he'll torture them worse than anyone else in hell because they gave so much of themselves to him. It is a great victory to God when people begin to stand in the gap for people like that. So that they will not end up down there. And Satan has spent all his efforts grooming and using these people for evil, but God gets them. In the end, God gets them. It does not make Satan very happy. He doesn't want to lose anybody. He collects people and souls like trophies. And I've seen Satan's trophy room. He has trophies with people's names written on them. And whenever any one of those can be taken, this is while they're still alive. If God gets them, when they become born again, then he loses that trophy. And to Satan, it's a game to see who can possess how many. To God, it's not a game. Yeah. It was his son's life that paid for us to have the right to be free. So whatever you do and all that's going on in your lives out there, maybe your family members are coming against you or laughing or joking, you don't let that stop you from standing for their salvation. I'll tell you, they'll be some of the happiest people that make it to heaven, and they will make sure they will thank you when you get there one day or when they get there one day. That you stood that for them.
Imagine that is pure gratitude, because if they realized they were there because you prayed for them,
that's
the
right.
whole time they were torturing you or persecuting you or trying to kill you, that's the real gratitude there.
Yeah, because we have one enemy. His name is Satan. He wants the whole world. He wants to take everyone to hell. We were not even made to be there. God made hell for Satan and the demonic. But because man has chosen darkness and evil and wickedness, they have a will. That's why your will is important. Make sure that you are not filling your own soul with darkness or with anger or hate. Make sure you're not keeping even frustration or aggravation in your soul that begins to pull you down that long road. And you won't be happy yourself if you end up by being bitter or angry or filled with, offense. Don't do that, because guess what? You are participating with the enemy. I'll never forget the day that God walked through the wall of my home. He just walked through and touched me. He said, I don't want you I don't want you to just not tolerate the enemy. Don't participate with the enemy. Don't tolerate him or participate. And then as he was walking away, he said, participate means that you talk more about what he's doing than what I'm doing. Participate is when you get angry and hate people for things they do. You're helping the enemy against God's plan. So don't participate with hell. Okay. You talk about life and love and hope for people and even the plans of God. Make sure you're not filling yourself with the fake news, whatever you do. You don't want that to consume your soul. You need to hear what God is saying. Go online, find the prophets who are speaking the truth. Someone you trust that knows giving the whole counsel of God with the whole word of God, not a Bible that's been chopped up. Read the word of God yourself because you're putting it in the layers of your soul. And what you have more of in there is what you will think about, and it is what you will become.